I'm ready. All right, go ahead.
Welcome to the Crusayder podcast on a Thursday night. I'm Drew here with Zach.
What's up?
What's up? We're gonna lay down a lot of topics for you, starting off with the most latest of the Bitcoin and pretty much every altcoin crashing around 10%. It's been an ass whooper.
It has. It's been bad.
So what do you think people need to do next?
I mean, besides sulk, because you don't want to sulk. I mean, hopefully you got in on some of these a little bit early. So maybe you're just now breaking even. I don't know. What I would do or what I'm doing is I'm looking for coins that are undervalued that have come out this year. Previous ICO like in February, March, April, even May maybe. A lot of those coins that came out back then were hyped up with that ICO frenzy, and I think maybe some people forgot about it. I mean, they're probably at least 70% undervalued now.
I mean, you think a lot of these altcoins have some value? You think they can go on they can?
So there's a certain few. I mean, I think depending on which project we're talking about, yeah, it definitely could be.
So you've just been, kind of looking through some old coins and some different altcoins,
trying to figure out which ones
some for value.
Yeah, which ones can have a chance to, that are maybe undervalued right now. Once the bulls come back, have a chance to actually.
Well, you got any in mind?
Got a couple in mind. Got a couple.
One shares. You got to share. I mean,
of course, Stellar, Lumen. I mean, I still think they're undervalued. I mean, they were at like 29 cents.
But they haven't dropped that. I don't know. I mean, that one really hasn't taken too big of a hit.
They were at what, 29 cents or something, 28 cents, and they went down. Yeah, but 25 cents.
I think like 22 cents was the lowest I saw it.
I know, but
it's gone up like 5% the past day. So it's.
But now, I mean, even now, 25 cents.
Yeah, I do like Stellar. I'm with you on that one. Like the whole bear market, it's just been everything's just falling apart.
Everything
holding tight.
I mean, people that have done ICOs eventually just got tired. Or like, okay, let's be real. A lot of these people did these ICOs to try to hit a home run real quick. Right?
All of them are most of them are bullshit. That's what sucks about it. Most of them are bullshit, and people are still buying them. That's what's crazy. Is every fucking day there's 20 new coins added to the coin market cap. It's just like what
when we talked about how many were on coin market cap. I can't remember what we said, but I know I've checked since then, and it's almost at least
since 2000. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I remember when it was just when I first started and it got into crypto. It was at like a low or a high 900 or something. Now it's
over 2,000, and not all of them were ICOs. It's just it's just ridiculous how many coins keep getting added on there, and most of them are shitty. They suck.
And who knows? A lot of people probably just made some just to make.
Yeah, just trying to make change. And this is something we were talking about not that long ago. Is how difficult would it be to create some sort of ICO, some sort of new blockchain, go into one of these countries where the financial system is not doing well, and a lot of people that don't understand the technology, whose currency is just failing, and they shill on these coins, they're really scamming, new age scam.
A lot of people have done that, but there is. Let's talk about Telcoin.
Yeah, we do need to focus on some good ones, especially
Telcoin.
After the drop, and so you're big on Telcoin.
I mean, I like them. I was a part of their ICO.
Yeah, both of us were in the ICO.
I bought more since then. Even when it's gone down, I bought more. So, they're active as hell. I mean, and they're about to have a license in. I believe I can't remember if this is exactly correct, but I think they're about to have a license in the Philippines to start doing bank remittances and stuff like that.
About to get so they need a banking license?
Yeah, some sort of banking license. I can't remember exactly what it is, but they're getting ready to. That's about to be approved.
Well, I'll tell you what. I saw this on Twitter. I don't know. I haven't researched it enough to know if it actually works. But in their, their white paper and their mission is get these mesh telecom little systems that basically acts like a wireless mobile device carrier so people can access the internet. Well, I saw a picture and they said that's what it is, and it's one of the first of many to come out. Now, I have no idea how well it operates, but that was part of what they were
Really?
wanting to get done. Yeah.
That's cool as hell because
It's like mobile Wi-Fi, basically. You can see in the desert.
So, I don't know if this is off topic or on topic or what. One thing, I was looking for ways to enhance my Wi-Fi at my house, and I was typing in stuff on Google like unique ways to enhance, and what came up was some mesh system.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what is this? And I was looking at it, I was like, what is this? I was like, damn, that's cool as hell.
That's basically what it is, but instead of Wi-Fi, it's for a mobile cell device that can make calls and get on the internet.
Yeah, and so Telcoin's gonna have that.
And well, that was part of their plan, or at least that's what I remember reading in the white paper, was to utilize these because their idea was all these third world countries that don't have banking access. Smartphones are becoming more popular than bank accounts. And I know
everyone's got one.
Yeah, everyone's got one. And it doesn't have to be iPhones. There's so many other companies around the world that make, similar products for way cheaper. And so now if you can get a smartphone for, like $50, maybe cheaper in the country you live in, and you don't even need a mobile provider, you can get some, local mobile provider that has one of these mesh networks. You have access to the internet. You can buy crypto.
You're just your own bank.
Yeah, and that's what Telcoin is trying. That's what, remember, BAB. Same thing they're trying to do. They're trying to get their banking license, and that's one of the things they're going to use.
Part of their ICO too.
Yeah, we jumped in that ICO.
I mean, not like they've done anything yet, but I'm just saying.
We could have waited.
I'm just saying. Hey, you know what? Hey, edit that up. No, I'm kidding.
But it's a long-term investment, y'all. I mean, I'm not sweating, but if they can utilize these mesh devices and these people without bank accounts in these third world countries that need access to financial services, that's a link right there.
Okay, all right. So I remember speaking of ICOs back in the day. Well, not back in the day, you know what I'm saying.
A month ago?
March or something. Okay, I can't remember when it came out, but it was called Mesh Protocol, and it was something very similar to that through the blockchain. I don't know how. I can't remember. I don't even remember.
You should remember the name?
Yeah, it was called Mesh.
Hopefully it's not a scam.
Hopefully, no. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying I saw it.
Yeah,
and I remember seeing something like that. Maybe I'll check into it here in a minute.
Now, I think the tweet I saw, it may even been for the Bitcoin Lightning Network.
Really?
Maybe. I can't remember, but I just remember seeing the technology and I was like, okay, this is what I've been reading about with a lot of these different coins we've been researching, and it's one step closer. And like you said, Telcoin is doing things. That's what you want to see in blockchain. What are they doing? Are they just sitting there with the money spending, or are they accomplishing stuff? Yeah. And even we were hard on Tron for a long time, but they're putting stuff out.
They are. Hey, what is this virtual? Oh, so can you explain a virtual machine?
Yes.
Do you know how this blockchain? You know what I'm saying? You see these certain blockchains say that they have their virtual machine is ready. Is that like a incubator for building other businesses or something?
Well, it's something you can build applications off of. So, for example, Ethereum smart contract system, it requires both sides of the contract to be fulfilled, and the system just automatically processes the smart contract. So whatever they prompt each other. So it's like to deliver a certain amount of Ethereum for a certain amount of other tokens. Okay. It basically it's the clearinghouse for whatever computer process.
Okay.
Decentralized state. And you're basically, so if you think about, creating software applications, you got to have a lot of databases for that. It requires a lot of computing power. You got, if you're on your own network, that requires even more computing power. So the Ethereum virtual machine handles that for you through the miners and the consensus system.
Okay.
So it handles all the computational power and does all that for you.
Pen and paper, everybody.
Yeah. So you can just focus on building your application.
Okay, that makes sense. So kind of, kind of along that subject,
Yeah.
let's talk about POS versus POW.
Okay.
Can you just give a brief explanation or
Yeah.
kind of break it down?
So POW means proof of work, and that's how most blockchain projects start. So Bitcoin's proof of work.
Right. And what is that? What is that?
And so what it is it's a decentralized consensus that allows for the transactions and prevents the double spending problem that Satoshi, talked about in his white paper. So
Right.
basically, how it works, these miners are using, really high-tech computers to process all this data. Because sending Bitcoin transactions requires a lot of data.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it requires a lot of, computing power and energy. And it costs a lot of electricity. So miners are competing to get rewarded the block by the Bitcoin core. And when you're rewarded the block, that means that you have a chance to be minted Bitcoin.
Okay.
And it's not just one, I think it's 12 and a half right now.
Yeah, because there's a happening coming up in 2020.
Yeah, it's expected 2020, so it goes off so many transactions.
Okay.
And it's just, they average out the transactions, it's like 2020.
It's
But,
transactions.
so how you get rewarded the block is you have to solve this computational puzzle. And so the Bitcoin system that just automatic is built off computer code and, algorithms is it gives this puzzle and all these miners are racing to solve the puzzle.
Right.
Now, the more computer power you have, the more likely you are to solve the puzzle. First person to solve the puzzle gets to mine the block.
Okay.
Now, what miners do to make sure that the transactions are accurate is when they mine the block, basically the block is filled with the transactions they approved.
Okay.
And if those transactions aren't valid, so when they mine the block, if they don't synchronize with the rest of the blockchain from the original transaction,
Yeah.
then it doesn't work. It's not validated. So they wasted their computer time and energy. So those miners have to make sure that they have valid transactions, because if not, they're losing money.
Okay.
And that's kind of the point of the proof of work system, is you don't want someone to attack the system by just making a bunch of counterfeit, transactions, and by requiring it to use energy to attack the system, you would have to spend a lot of money. You'd lose a lot of profit. All right, and so when they are able to block or mine the block, it has to be validated by the rest of the system.
Okay.
If it's not validated, it's not blocked, they don't get the reward. So that's proof of work.
Okay. That's only proof of work.
Yeah,
So.
proof of work. And so it's the problem with it. It requires so much energy.
Okay.
And you've seen on the news. I mean, it's like they're using more energy than some countries.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
countries. It's not using more than like America.
Yeah, but smaller ones.
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
still
that.
a lot
I
of
saw
energy.
that. Yeah, absolutely. So POS.
Yeah, so POS is like another idea, a solution to POW is energy problem. And so instead of having a puzzle, miners are allowed to mine a portion of all the tokens or all the transactions based on how many tokens they have, or based on how many coins they have.
Okay.
So example, if you own, 1% of the circulating supply, you can mine 1% of the transactions.
Oh.
And one thing I forgot to mention with POW, miners aren't just rewarded Bitcoins, they get the transaction fees.
Okay.
So you can make some money off transact, but all the energy it takes, you want to, mint the Bitcoin, get the reward. Okay, same with a proof of stake. So miners are not going to be newly minted coins like Bitcoin. Is all the coins are already in circulation.
Okay.
They're just cleaning up on transaction fees. Now they can make a profit off of it because it requires less energy. Because they're not competing to solve that puzzle.
Okay.
They're guaranteed their 1% that they get to
solve
mine.
the transaction fees.
Yeah, so they use less energy, less electricity. You don't have to spend as much to mine it.
So, what does that do for security compared to POW?
It offers the same security because, like I said, to put up a bunch of phony transactions. Okay, you first have
Is that when people talk about that 51% stuff?
Well, that's a little bit different. That's talking about the hashing power. But for proof of stake, since you have to buy the tokens to mine that percent, you would basically just be
So
you'd be hurting yourself financially by attacking the system, because if you attack the system and the price drops, you own the stake in the, you know what I'm saying? You own that many coins, so you're just losing. You're making
Yeah,
yourself
well,
lose money.
but that's what I'm saying. So what if somebody did want to do that?
Well, it just depends, you know, how much money there is. Yeah, if there's only $100,000 total, it wouldn't take much to attack the system, because you could just easily buy, you know, that. But there's $100 billion. I mean,
Yeah,
if someone's going to put that much money into it, and really, you know, this kind of gets us into another topic, is they could just fork it if, you know, the community saw someone was attacking the system. Because that's one of the downfalls of proof of stake. It's easier to fork because miners are actually encouraged to
Coin
fork.
cash.
Yeah. Because think about it, proof of stake, if you fork the coin, you basically have two copies, the old one and the new one.
Yeah.
And this is what we were discussing the other day. If you had both copies, could you sell the old one, and then you had this completely same amount newly minted blockchain that everyone's using?
For instance, when it happened with Bitcoin, you could have. So when Bitcoin forked
The hard fork?
the hard fork to Bitcoin Cash, I mean, right at that instance, you could have doubled up.
Yeah.
I remember some people did. Some people were like, "Oh, now all of a sudden I have this."
Did they?
Yeah.
I never knew anyone actually did that.
Yeah. Oh, Corey, K-Dub.
Yeah.
Yep, he did it. He accidentally did it. That's a story.
Yeah.
That's a story. And once we have time, we might need to go into there and tell you how he accidentally bought Bitcoin back in 2012 for a gambling website. Didn't even know he had it. He initially bought $100 worth.
You might as well tell it.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much it, really. So back in 2012, he were betting on football, NFL.
Yeah.
And he got into a gambling site. And in order to bet, he had to buy Bitcoin. I don't remember this. He's telling me that I was there. I don't remember this, but he's telling me, remember? I remember telling you, what is this BTC shit? And you were, who knows? But he bought it, $100 worth. I can't remember how much it was. I know when he checked it again is when we started getting into crypto, like early 2017, middle 2017, so not early, but.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Oh my goodness!" He's like, "I don't know how much I had in there, but it's like $230." So he made bets. So he thinks he had.
He made bets in Bitcoin, is what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but he thinks he only had like $7 in his account. So if he only had $7 in his account, at the height of it, he had like $230 something in there. What do you think? If he would have had that $100 in there, I haven't done the math, but he probably would have accidentally be.
But you're saying, so he owned Bitcoin and it forked in the Bitcoin Cash?
Okay, so that did happen, yes. But I'm saying he accidentally bought Bitcoin, and after he did his bets, he was left with $7 in his account, and he accidentally made $230 something, right?
The price shot up.
Just because the price shot up so much. But could you imagine if he had just $100?
Yeah, he just wanted to bet.
I haven't done the math on that, but he would have. Yeah. Anyway, so so that money that was in his
probably
account,
like $3,000.
Maybe more. I don't know. Only $7 was
turned into something.
$230 something. Yeah.
About 30 times. Yeah. About 3,000. Yeah.
Just a quick little lick on accident.
$100.
You know. But
don't sell your Bitcoin.
but yeah. So he did leave it in his account, and when Bitcoin did fork, he did have double that in his account.
We gotta get Corey on here.
Can we get somebody that knows exactly about the hard forks to let us know?
But you could do that. Now, when you send there's a lot more going behind the scenes on a Bitcoin transaction or any type of blockchain transaction than what you see in your wallet. Each coin has a version to it.
Yeah.
You know, or yeah. I may have said that badly, okay? When you send a transaction, the node it comes from, you can see the version of it. So if you were really smart, you wouldn't buy this old chain, or if you think it's being forked from something completely different that you don't want part of. You
I didn't know
so
that.
yeah, but like I was saying, someone that doesn't know any better, sell the old chain, and this is what I'm wondering. So what do these exchanges do with these other chains? So after Bitcoin Cash
They
is
just,
forked,
they just shut off the connection to it. What
I
type of
know they
connection
won't.
do
I know they
have?
won't let their users send it because like Coinbase owns the private keys to all your coins, and so they can prevent you from sending. They can block off
Oh yeah,
transactions.
they
in the
could
law.
definitely block it off.
So they shut down transactions today. So what are they burning these other tokens? What's happening? I'm wondering if they're selling them.
Well,
to
so
other people, or someone's selling
what
them.
I think, and I don't know if this is accurate, but what I think is happening is that so it's gonna fork, and so Bitcoin Cash is not gonna be Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is actually gonna be Bitcoin
SDG or something like that.
ABC.
ABC.
And if the other one does end up forking with it, that'll be the fork ABC or
SDG.
BCHSV, which or SN, whatever it's for Satoshi.
Yeah, I make you know this bullshit.
Anyways, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Trust me, I haven't been kidding with this bullshit either. I wanted to learn about
But,
forks a
but
little
yeah,
bit.
the idea of
I wanted to figure out if I could hit a lick real quick or not.
but this is like you were saying earlier. The more you fork, it just loses reliability. And
Yes.
people
A
put
fork
trust
is
in the
not
coin.
good. Yeah. The team is splitting up. But plain and simple, they're not. It's not working.
And just we're trying to get mass adoption. And when you start using the word fork and this chain is splitting and old chain, new chain, people ain't gonna catch on to that. Bitcoin is simple. It's like sending electronic cash. And that's exactly the title of the white paper from the guy who created Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Okay, so that's easy for people to understand.
I stumbled upon that one day.
It's like PayPal.
Yeah.
Put on the block, decentralized.
So when we talk about P2P, I've been seeing a lot of talk about stable coins.
Yeah, because the new stable coin comes out every day.
Man, what? Now,
No.
I am educated on it now because I've had the luxury of you explaining it to me once before. But for people who don't know, let's talk about what would be the benefit of a stable coin.
Just no volatility. If
Because
you want a decentralized currency that doesn't have volatility, stablecoin, but it doesn't mean it won't.
Right.
That's what people don't understand. Just because it's a stablecoin doesn't mean, because you could take all your stablecoins, go to an exchange and sell them for a fraction of a cent. Let's say they track US dollar, so they're supposed to be $1. You could go to the exchange, sell them for 10 cents, it drops the price.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of them, it really drops the price. So they just track a currency. Now, if you set it up so that every stable coin is backed by that exact amount of money, and when you sell it, I mean, but what's the difference is when you go to an exchange, you're not selling it back to the company that printed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a mutual fund.
Yeah.
That company has all of that stock amount in cash. When you sell your stock, you're just selling it back to the mutual. They just cash it out and give you that cash.
Yeah.
But a stable coin, if you take it to an exchange, that's different. Now, if it's just between you and the company, then yeah, the price should not
So
fluctuate.
how can somebody make money with a stable coin?
Well,
Is that can I ask that? Can we ask that? We can say that, right?
you make money, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
an opinion.
It's an opinion. Opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want
All right.
to
So how can somebody make money?
Well, I don't think you can really make money just purely.
Well, how could they use it to their advantage to make money in crypto?
I guess if you wanted to if you didn't want to transfer your assets to fiat, really, I think stablecoins are going to be big for payments. If you want more less volatile coin.
So if you're in the bear market, and I think you told me this one time, if you're in the bear market and you know the coin's going to go down,
yeah,
go ahead and jump out.
Well, instead of convert to fiat, you could just buy a stablecoin.
Yeah, just flip it over real quick and then jump back in if it comes, whatever you want.
The only downside of that is if you look at the risk, you're putting your money more at risk buying a stable coin.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
you
you're
could just-
losing. You automatically lose.
Well, if the government comes out and say, hey, you know, cryptos are illegal, or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not gonna come out and say dollars are illegal, so and you're storing the same value. It's $1, you know.
So I found, well, I learned about a pretty unique stable coin, out of North. I was about to say North Korea. Out of South Korea. What?
Luna?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one that you can make.
Luna. So
The idea, I think you can make money off of. The idea.
so I'm in their Telegram group. I don't know how. Actually, I do know how. I accidentally got into their Telegram group when there was 400 and something people in there, right? So when I got in there, you could scroll up to the top of the very top of the chat box, right? So it wasn't that many swipes, but I saw the owners in there or the creators in there talking about the project to people asking questions and shit like that. Do you remember I sent those screenshots to you back in the day?
I remember those.
Do you remember those? I need to go get those so we can talk about those motherfuckers because I remember them being good.
Well, I remember I saw that guy on what's that? Is it CNBC? South Africa.
Ryan Nooner.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his last name, but that guy. I was watching his video.
Yeah,
and he had
man, that's a damn good show. I think.
Oh, that's an awesome show.
I think so too.
Well,
shout out.
That's actually another one of our topics on Ethereum, but he had the CEO of Luna come on there, and he was explaining what the stablecoin was. I literally watched the video 5 times just to understand it, and then it finally dawned on me.
Yeah, my jaw dropped when I finally understood. I was like, oh.
And it's really genius. Now it's not guaranteed to work, but basically, 2 coins, one tracks a currency. I don't know if it's dollar or what, but it acts just like a stable coin. And every time someone purchases it or sells it, it takes a transaction fee and it puts it into an account that the other coin is linked to. And as long as you own one of those other coins, you own a stake in that transaction fee account. So the idea is every time someone buys or sells the stable coin, the other coin's priced with it.
Wow. And it still continually just goes up.
That's the idea. Now you gotta have the volume, and you know, I don't know the exact details of that setup. I'd have to do more research. I remember I signed up for a white paper. I don't know if it's out or I don't know if they even sent one out.
This is too important. I gotta get up and just write it down before I forget. Ugh. Where's the
There's a marker right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. Luna stable coin. But it's a interesting idea. Like I said, I'm not too completely sure on the dynamics of exactly how the account will be set up. I mean, that stuff's important because we want to make sure that they don't have just access to spend it or kind of set up like XRP. That bullshit.
What's up with XRP? Why do you say that?
It just was so weird to me that Ripple went on that whole campaign about, Ripple's not XRP, Ripple doesn't own XRP, but they do. And they're trying to separate the two things like they're not the one, but Ripple gave 20% when they minted XRP, 20% to the founding team members.
Okay, so so Ripple and XRP are 2 separate companies?
Ripple's a company, XRP is a currency. But Ripple claims they don't own XRP, but they do.
How do they claim they don't, but they do?
So if you look at
they claim it's like open source or something?
So basically 20% went to the founding team members, all XRP. So the people founding got 20%. So the remaining 80%, okay, Ripple kept. Oh, you gonna say something?
Yeah, before we go too much further, Ripple came from where?
Ripple's a company.
So Was that a hard fork? Was that a fork from
No,
Stellar?
Ripple's a company.
Or was that just a separate,
Where's
separate
the coin?
blockchain?
I think the coin's been around for a while.
I think it came from.
I don't know.
No. Actually, I'm
I don't
sorry.
know if they
I'm
forked
sorry.
anything.
I'm not. Hey, we're editing that out. That was bad. Jed XLM creator. He's co-founder of Ripple. Then they once they started seeing differences, that's when he broke off and created XLM.
Stellar?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it was. That was bad. I forgot. Okay, but yeah. So back to XRP. Sorry.
So Ripple created XRP and they gave the founding team member 20%. Then they put 55% in an escrow, and I believe Ripple holds on to the remaining chunk of that. But the escrow is their claim that they don't own it because it's 55% of the tokens. So they're saying they don't have a majority share of the cryptos, but every month they can withdraw 1 billion of them. There's 55 billion, so they minted 100 billion, so there was 55 billion in that escrow. And every month they can take 1 billion out, however they need to use it. And what they're doing with it,
just pay themselves $1 billion.
yeah, they sell it. Well, they're a company. You start thinking, okay, how does the company operate? They got to generate money. How do you generate money? They sell XRP. Then when they sell XRP, their company burns through that cash. This is a San Francisco company with an office in the Bay Area. I mean, that's not cheap to run. That's not cheap to do global marketing the way they do it. So how do they raise money? They just sell XRP. You're printing a stock and just selling it.
To float the company.
But you're not bringing any money in. I guess their argument would be they generate transaction fees.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I mean, they're making money.
I don't know. Are they? I mean, they're selling money.
They're creating money.
Yeah, they created money.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. They're making money.
So, and I say that the price may come. I don't know.
No, it probably will. I think
a
lot of people are confused about it.
Is it sustainable? That's what you start to look at.
Is it a security?
That's the question. And you start looking at that Howey test that the SEC uses. It looks like it could be a security.
What about that test? Tips you off the most?
So the Howey test basically says if you invest money and you don't do any work to make that investment go up, you rely on a third party.
Yeah.
It's an investment. So it's basically just you get into a financial contract with a company or somebody, and they do all the work to return you in for the promise of returning money.
Okay.
And interest up.
Okay.
No, it was invented in like 1933 and 34.
And we're still rocking that? We're still rocking? Of course.
Never revisited 80 years later, even though it was before computers, vaccines, internet.
Cars.
Yeah, for most people had cars. They probably took a horse and wagon to the bed.
I mean, not that was a problem, but
no, I don't know. I think they had mostly cars.
I was
still.
You get the guy there.
They didn't have headlights on the car.
So
they didn't have a roof.
It could be a security. Who knows? I'm gonna be ready to see that ruling when, because it's gonna come, right? Eventually, somebody's got to say, okay, no, they're good, or.
I saw a bunch of stuff on it. I haven't really checked it out. I mean, I stayed out the newsfeed the past 24 hours really.
Yeah. Once we saw what was going down.
But you got to. I mean, you can't. You can't dwell on. If you lose, when you invest in the volatile market, you can't dwell on your loss.
Yeah.
It's like gambling. You're gonna, gamble.
That's why
have the courage to face when you lose.
One of the reasons why I just felt so. I mean, yes, it's down, but like it's funny because I'm kind of still up on a lot of those coins. Mm-hmm. Like getting on XLM under a cent, Tron under a cent, Tron. If that pumps.
Or it just, it gets more adopted.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was getting ready to see. I thought I saw something about them like a million transactions or something a day right now, or something.
Is that high?
I don't know, something like that. But that's a lot. Did you check out that that DApp?
Which one?
That Tron making those decentralized apps? That website I sent you?
Oh,
Was
yeah,
that?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if that was any good or not. I just saw it.
It was
So I
like,
gotta
I
send
think
this
it
to
was
him.
basically an overview of like their developer tools.
What do they use?
So it's interesting. Tron uses Solidity. It's the same.
That's okay.
It's
That's right.
Ethereum
That's right.
players.
That's right. Oh, hey, good shit, Tron. What the hell? So,
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
what separates Tron from Ethereum?
I guess just maybe some differences in the blockchain. I haven't really compared the two
Okay.
blockchain.
Okay.
Right now, the main difference is I guess transaction speed.
True. Which one's
Tron-
faster?
Tron's supposed to be faster.
Yeah, I think they're at, I can't remember, 2,000, 2,500. But I remember hearing shit like some of these coins is going for 100,000. They're gonna need to get that high.
Well, what is Zilliqa? When's Zilliqa like 100,000? Maybe more.
Yeah, they're close to that.
IOST. They get the.
Yeah.
But Ethereum is doing that same sharding system. They
saw
want to
that.
get the shard. It's similar to
I
IOST.
saw that they're introducing that.
Now,
What does that mean for those other ones though? What does that mean for Zilliqa IOST? I mean, that's what their bread and butter is, right?
It's just I guess it depends who does it better. People are gonna go to the better network.
Well, I hope they better fucking
No.
strap up.
Now you sent me that video the other day of I can't say his name.
Vitalik.
Yeah, it was over Vitalik. No, the CNBC host.
Oh, Ryan.
Ryan. So you sent me that video of him, and I mean, I'm so glad you sent it. That was a heck of a video to watch, especially after the market goes down 10%. Basically, everyone interested in Ethereum met in Prague, however you say it.
Yeah. So quick background. I'm going through. I'm actually about to go to sleep. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I stumble across this video of the CNBC. What is? I can't think of the show. It's
Like South Africa.
It's Crypto Watch.
Crypto Watch?
Something like that. Yeah. Good show though. Shut up. I'm watching it, and it's all about the Ethereum developer meetup with Vitalik is talking. I was like, man, I gotta send this to Drew, and it's basically them going over what do they talk about? What's he say? What does he break down?
What they're gonna create with Ethereum. So they're basically upgrading to a new Ethereum, basically Ethereum 2.0. They're trying to improve the system.
So a new update. And when I heard and saw, when you see it firsthand, when you watch the video and you see how many people are there, how many
people.
There's so many people working
better. Yeah.
When you see that, it's like.
And I see a lot of people, they ask, what apps are being built, what's being done with Ethereum, and a lot of people say, nothing, whatever. They've been doing this for years. But people hate on that, but you want to rush a blockchain project to the system and make the system crash? I mean, what would happen then?
Yeah.
So no rush, take your time.
I think 150 is a steal. I mean,
Yeah.
Ethereum, I would not let Ethereum get below 150. I'd buy so much of it.
We'll post a link to the video. You need to watch it. It's interesting. If you're a fan of Ethereum,
yeah, if you're a fan of crypto or blockchain, period, this is a good video. Yeah.
It's a heck of a video. Shout out to Ryan. He does an awesome job. If you don't watch him or follow him on Twitter, you should. But I was actually speaking to Twitter the other day. I got blocked.
From who?
And sometimes I talk some shit sometimes, but I wasn't even doing anything like that this time. And it was a guy promoting the Bitcoin network. I actually followed him because he has a podcast. And he was talking about POW versus POS.
What about it? What was he saying?
Well, he was calling POS a Ponzi scheme. And one thing that bothers me about crypto right now is like anybody can say anything and have no evidence behind it.
If they just kind of sound smart.
Yeah, they try to use some words and sound smart, and they're creating bullshit ideas out there that people who don't study enough buy into. And that hurts the whole crypto community.
The whole ecosystem.
Yeah, we want people to know the truth, not fluff and bullshit. So I asked him, I said, okay, how do you think it's Ponzi scheme?
What did he say?
And he gives me some
So what do you say?
half-assed answer. It basically asks me why I think it's not a Ponzi scheme. And so I tell him what a Ponzi scheme is. Taking investors' money and paying out old investors with new investor money.
Yeah.
That happens a lot, but POS isn't a Ponzi scheme. It may not be a good idea. It's not very well tested. But don't just start telling people it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, no, I get your point.
Just because it's different than POW. And so I was literally explaining to him the difference, and he started replying back. I don't think he understood what POS was. POS is basically POW without the race to complete the puzzle.
Yeah.
You still mine all the blocks. Everything's basically the same. You still spend all that energy completing that.
So what do you collect then? What do you gaining?
You get transaction fees instead of a newly minted coin. And as soon as I sent that to him, I get blocked.
No, he said no, I can't have this guy on here making me look dumb. But I learned something today.
And I was like, this guy was preaching on it, liking that or something.
Like, and you know what's funny is
that's when you see ignore truth now.
You know what's funny is I think you told me about that, right?
I think so.
And so I was looking at it and I saw what he was saying. So let me go see. I'll go back to his page and see what he's saying, and we'll see.
Yeah, which I don't mind.
I mean, hell, we can get him on the show. We can talk about it.
I know. I can give a shit, but it's just funny. Like if I get proven wrong, I want to know. I want to know.
I want to learn about it.
Yeah.
What's self-awareness? Self-awareness.
I was like listening to that sportscaster Colin Cowherd. He had to say, I'd rather get it right than be right.
Yeah.
And that's so true. We're so worried about being right that we forget about getting it right. And when you start talking about money, we need to get the information right.
Yeah. Hey, before we go, I just got an update. I'm looking at this update right now, and this is what the headline says. The headline says, Binance CEO predicts cryptocurrency bull run sooner or later. Reveals business and industry remain, quote unquote, healthy.
At some time, the price is going to go up.
In the future, the price is going to go up.
But I agree with them. When we got into this, we said, all right, we're going to invest in the long term.
Yeah.
We really don't day trade. We may try to
we've got a couple here and there.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to figure out a way how to double up on that. But it's not cheap. I mean, if there's two chains and people want to buy them, but we didn't go through that.
I looked into it. I looked into it. All right, well. This is the Crusayder podcast. I'm Zac.
I'm Drew.
We appreciate it. You guys have a good evening. Check out the crypto store. We've got shirts on sale now. Go get them. Black Friday deals. Go get them.